You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.
The views expressed by the individuals during this broadcast are their own opinions, and they may not be the same as those of their group or other organizations they may be involved with.
Warning: adult topics and content. You must be legal age of majority in your location to view. We are an educational, informative talk show, and our hosts may express their opinions passionately using explicit language. No offense is intended. Take a break and tune in for some great cannabis and psychedelic chit-chat. Learn what's going on in the cannabis industry, find out what's new on the review, and enjoy a laugh or two. Join us for today's Token Talk here on the Pace Radio Network with Reverend Cindy and Green Irene.
Hello, hello, hello. Oh, forgot to get rid of that. There we go. Hi. Oh, it's been a while. I wasn't here last week, and
Yes.
I missed you.
I missed you too. Al was a pretty okay fill-in, though.
Oh, he's a great. You know what? He's a great co-host. I love co-hosting with Al. In fact, I think we're gonna try and finagle him and get him to co-host with us next week. And if not, we may have a surprise co-host next week. But hopefully, Al has the time. Talk about putting him on the spot, right?
Yeah.
By the way,
we haven't even talked to Al about this yet, so yeah. Hey, Al, guess what we want to talk to you about after the show?
Just one. Yeah. Oh shit. You know what? So before the show, I'm thinking I really don't want to smoke a joint. So I went looking for my shotterizer, my kit from Val, the shotterizer. I love that kit. And I've got the bubbler system. With all my shotter hit, I realized I left it up north at my friends. I went up and had my girls' Christmas night, and it was lovely. Thank you again, Sue, and to all the girls. It was wonderful to see all of you. But yeah, I'm going back for my shotterizer.
Kind of go back and get that. Well, if you got to go back for your shotterizer, you can always do the other thing that you forgot to do too. So.
Oh, thank you. Oh, fuck. You know what? Okay. So it's not that I'm cheap. I just don't like giving the government my money. And because they misuse it and they abuse it. Perfect example, when our disclaimer started and it said no offense intended. Wait a minute. When I say this to Trudeau, I definitely mean offense. So to the general public. But anyway, no offense intended. Anyhow, so I am a little cheap. I don't like to give the government my money if I don't have to. I have tried sending our very first winner, or one of our first winners, Johnny Charlevoix, won a copy of my book, which was sent to him right away. But then I had a few little goodies that I wanted to wrap up into an envelope and send separately, because one comes from Amazon, the other comes from me. So I bring it to the post office. It was something like $27 to send this not worth $27 stuff, right? So I thought, okay, this is ridiculous. Took it home, rewrapped it, brought it back. They sent it back to me because I didn't have the right postage. So I thought, I'm going up to see the girls. I'm going to bring it with me. I got to go practically, like he's literally 2 seconds off from where I had to go past, right? So I got it.
So she drove by it twice.
Yes. Not just once, but twice. So there it is on my dashboard. I hit the Martyr Shrine, the Y Marsh is there. So, and like Sault Ste. Marie among the Hurons, thing is there. And it's the Festival of Lights and all the lights and all the glitter. And I swear to God, just as I passed by them, everything related to work or obligation or responsibility went poof and just stayed back there. And into town I drove, and right past Johnny's I went, and straight out to my girlfriend's, and had my weekend, and then was leaving town, and I apparently left my shotterizer behind, but I'm leaving town, and there it is on my dashboard. And I don't want to show his address on air, but there it is on my dashboard, right on by his place. I hit 7A highway and go, what the fuck? Yeah. So, Johnny, I am very sorry. I am rewrapping your package. I am not going to be a cheap ass. I'm even going to throw a little something extra in there for you because I feel like such a loser at the moment. I'm so sorry. it will come to you. Maybe it'll get there before Christmas even. Who knows?
It'll be a surprise that he's probably totally long forgot about, because he's been very excited with the book and been filling it in. So
Oh, very cool, very cool. I haven't been on Facebook, like I haven't been on social media very much. I've had a lot of behind the scenes stuff happening. And so, you know, something has to be sacrificed, you know, time. There's only 24 hours in a day, and some of them need to be slept. I just, yeah, so social media and keeping up with what's happening isn't always top of the list.
no.
So I'm glad that he's enjoying the book. I'm really happy to hear that. That's so good.
Yeah.
Volume 2 comes out, I believe, late spring, and it's got some really exciting stuff in it. I can't wait to share too. So yeah, all kinds of really cool, great things happening in the absolute very near future.
Excellent.
Today, I'm not smoking. I was hoping for my Shatterizer. Instead, I've got my vaporizer going because, yeah. And I'm enjoying Girl Scout cookies. What are you enjoying today?
Oh, what did I just roll up? I just rolled up. I was just telling you before the show that I went on a little dispensary tour on Indigenous Mi'kmaq land here in Nova Scotia. And at one of the places I went to, I got 5 different really, really, really dank, skunky type cannabises, which is totally my jam. They're totally my terps. I mean, like, I want to make everybody go looking for the skunk. That is my joy.
Yeah, yeah.
So I got one. The one that I've already smoked a couple of times is Coastal Pink. Fucking phenomenal. So today we are trying dark. It's called Dank Breath. Dank Breath.
Dank Breath. Okay.
Dank Breath.
Not the greatest of names, but hey, and you know what? If it's got that nice smell that you really like, and there is nothing better than that, right? When you, yeah, I'm like that with Kosher Kush.
That's a great strain.
It is.
Yeah.
I grew it this year. I have none left. And we had a really good yield too, which is, you know,
it was just really yummy. That's all.
It just really was. It just really was. And it'll definitely be on the hit list for next year too. Normally, when I find a strain that I really like that, I do like to carry it on for a couple of years. For a while there, I was really enjoying Alaskan Thunderfuck. The ATF.
Great strain.
Yeah, really good strain. Yeah. So today I've got, so are you all ready for Christmas?
100%. I just have to wrap everything and do some baking.
Oh, very cool. I'm not doing any baking this year. And I'm an asshole. But I'm helping Bezos beat Musk, I think it is, in the Billionaires Club, because I did absolutely all of my Christmas gift shopping, every single thing on Amazon this year.
Wow.
Not that I did a whole lot of shopping, because we're more into homemade gifts and artsy fartsy stuff. But the gifts that were purchased were all done on Amazon. I thought I am not doing them all. I'm not stressing myself to that capacity this year. I want to, you know, and so I didn't. And I feel good about it, other than a little bit guilty.
I know people don't like the Amazon. He's a billionaire. He's making all kinds of money, blah, blah, blah. And I get that. But I mean, he was smart enough to put it all together, number one.
Right.
And number two, the amount of jobs that he has created. So the amount of food that he is putting on tables of people that work for him.
Yeah.
And from everything I hear, I mean, and this has changed since you know, I heard this, but the only thing people didn't like about working for Amazon was that they drug tested, and THC was one of the things that could get you fired. That's now changed.
That's right.
So like, if their only complaint was I can't smoke weed, well, now you can smoke weed. And they turned around. All the people that got fired apparently got offered their jobs back.
Yes. Not as drivers.
No.
But they still got a job offer.
Yeah.
And their pay is still the same.
Exactly.
And yeah, you're absolutely right. Talk about putting meals on tables, right?
Yeah. So I mean, I get that, you know, like I've got a lot of friends that the second I say I bought this on Amazon, they're like, "Ooh," and I'm like, "Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. I understand." But then I always reply with, but think about the millions of families that, without their jobs for Amazon would have nothing. So all
Right.
those kids that get to eat or go to school. So yeah, it's a catch-22, but I choose to take a look at the positive of the billionaire guy. I can never remember his name. But of his billions of dollars, yeah, he's making a lot of profit, but he was smart enough to bring it together, and he's giving a lot of people jobs. And
That's right.
decent jobs.
He's supporting an economy. Like
Yep.
Yes, absolutely. And no, I agree. I think it's wonderful. And we are in a digital era. We are in a new era. We are, Earth is constantly civilization. We're constantly evolving. And here we are in a digital area. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of digital shopping.
Now, that being said, I bought 2 things online. 3, sorry, if you count a gift that I bought for my dad to give me for Christmas. Here, Dad, look at what you bought me. But I bought 2 things online. I bought a gift from my dad from Amazon, and then to save me from going to Home Depot, I bought a saw for my son-in-law.
Oh, very cool.
And had it delivered to the house. And then for me, I got that Plant Wave speaker is coming.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
I'm super excited.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. It's the little things that I know will make the kid. That's where I get excited, is with the kids, right? I love the magic of the season. And it's magical in so many ways. For adults, it really is. I don't know about the rest of the world, but in our world, I come from an exceptionally large family on both sides of my maternal as well as paternal side. And it was always a gathering at the eldest home. So there was always 50, 60 of us type thing. And that one day, for just that one day, everybody left their baggage at the curb. Like nothing was ever allowed in the home, and nothing ever came into the home. And it was beautiful. And it was all the grown-ups got along. All the kids got along. There was food and festivities. I don't ever I remember there being like lots of gifts and stuff, but not lots of like everybody got one little thing. But because there were so many people, there was lots. Do you know what I mean? And it was just always, and it wasn't stressful. Now, things have certainly changed around the world, but and Christmas is certainly not what it was when our grandparents were here. But I still love that magic and that festivity. I love the glitter and the awe in eyes when they see the sparkles and the lights and the magic and the hope. The hope.
No, my family is still like that. Like it's not a large family. I have one daughter. And one parent who is still with us, 2 grandkids. But of course, then there's her other half and her mother-in-law, and we get together, and it's still the old-fashioned Christmas for us.
Very cool.
It's I wouldn't have it any other way, to be honest. I mean, I really enjoy a nice old-fashioned Christmas. You got to smell the turkey in the air, and you got to have a tree up, and it's just it makes the holiday.
Yeah,
for me.
No, same here. I agree 100%. There's just something about it that still has that magic, and it's that homespun magic, that old-fashioned homespun. I mean, if I spend enough, as a hypnotist, it's easier for me to do, I suppose, because I'm trained to. But if I spend enough time, I can actually go right back into my Papa's kitchen, where there's and Papa always had like a dark meat. So there was a turkey and like a ham of some sort, usually a smaller ham, because we either had rabbit or duck with that. But again, it's a big family, right? That's why the 3 meats. And my Papa was a farmer, so it's not like he was, anyway. Yeah. Anyway, so if I focus on it, I could actually go right back into his kitchen and I can smell that rabbit cooking, that rabbit stewing, like roasting, or I'm not a fan of the duck. So me, it was the rabbit and more often than not, Papa being native, we hunt, right? And more often than not, it was fresh caught rabbit. And
nice. Nice.
If he could catch one. If not, he raised them as well. So, whatever need be. But usually his stock was set for spring, but I mean, it was Christmas. So
Yeah.
Christmas is wonderful, and I know I missed the surprise gift, and that's my thing too. I love giving. Okay, so I'm going to show something for a minute because, so again, I like the magic and the tinkle, and as I say, most of our stuff is like crafty, right? So we craft a lot of our gifts, but it's also in the decorating too. So when you do your Christmas presents, so I'm going to set this to blow up, and I'm going to give you an idea of what I mean.
Irene is a little excited. I can tell because she's repeating herself on a couple of words, right? And it's really, she's got that, that kid's excitement for Christmas. It's very obvious and it's very cute. It's nice to see it in an adult. I've been the same way for about a month, minus a couple of days of, just, having a bad day, but definitely I have that excitement for Christmas too. So, but it was easy to see as she was running out the door how excited she is. I'm going to show you. I'm just going to go get this, and I'm going to show you. It's like, oh, you're super excited.
I am. I'm so excited about Christmas this year. And I can't explain it. So, okay, inside this is nothing special. Really, nothing special at all. But it's the idea, right? So it was all in the decorating that it had to be done. So look at that.
That's super cute.
Right? So, okay, so I'll tell you. It's dish soap and dishcloths in the box. Okay, that's it. But that's what she needed. So that's what she got. But I thought, that's kind of cheapo, right? So I did up the whole little decoration on top. And of course, splash, right? In the snowman's belly, right?
Oh, that's perfect.
So that gives you one idea. This is for one of the boys. But just two. Okay, so butane, hash, and a lighter.
Nice.
Right? So, like I say, it's not anything extravagant by any stretch of the imagination. It's all in the decorating it up.
Yeah.
Now.
That's amazing.
So everything that goes under the tree ends up like that. And of course, for the grandkids, it gets even more elaborate, right? Like the one year I had marshmallow popcorn Christmas tree on top of the gift that melted from the lights into the gift and ruined the sweater. Because I had wrapped the sweater in tissue paper to make it look like snowy clouds, like boofoos, right? And then put this big marshmallow popcorn tree on. Yeah, so they don't always work out, but it's a lot of fun, and that's my joy in it. And then their eyes are like, oh, right? Doesn't matter what's in the box. And you know where that comes from? Being a single mom many moons ago and having to really mind your pennies. Never mind your freaking dollars. It was minding your pennies, right? Because every penny counted. So decorations were the way to get the wow.
Yeah, for sure. No, those are beautiful. Those are beautiful.
Hi, Kimberly. Yeah, you know what? Crafting, that's my hobby. Somebody asked me, what's your hobby? And I'm like, I don't think I really have hobbies. But yeah, I do. I love to craft. I love trying new stuff.
Yeah, I've been out in my shop, my pen shop, and I finally have almost everything out of there that's not supposed to be in there, and I've gotten a chance to go in. I did a little video the first day I was out there to show everybody how cluttered and blah it is. And I have been out there cleaning it up and kind of putting things in order. It's already looking better. And I'm going to head back out there later this afternoon, hopefully be turning pens the week before Christmas. And I'm super behind. And a friend of mine just ordered 4. She said, can I get 4 pens for Christmas? And I'm like, no.
Next year. They'll be ready for next year.
But I said, what I can do, I said, because this way they can be more customizable, like customizable for your friends. I can give you gift certificates. And
That's
with the
brilliant.
understanding, it's probably going to be the end of January before I get to them and get them made. But they can get a hold of me. They can pick their specific colors. I can make them and mail them out. So she's so she's paid me for the whole thing, and I'm trying to get crafty, creative with my words and putting together the gift certificate, right? So I'm like, I've been like, I've had it like the background set for like probably about a week now, and I'm just sitting there. I sit there for probably a good hour a day, at least, staring at it, going, okay. But now I think I've got it. It came to me this morning, so I think after the show, I'm going to be able to go whip, 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 type, 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 and it'll be, oh, that's fucking perfect. So I think I'm there now. But yeah, the word part of what I do, because I always try to send beautiful little cards with everything. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I try to make that like really sentimental if I can, or really nice. And I've had my dad in tears twice when I've given him items that I've made.
Aww.
That's really beautiful, kiddo. You're getting really good at writing this stuff. It's so cute.
And it makes you feel good because and you do, that's what it is. You put love, like genuine love and attention into your gift giving. And that being said, it's genuinely felt, right? That's an energy transference, that is.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful. That's beautiful.
I can't wait till you get your little package that I sent you of all the cones.
Oh, yes. I gotta check the mail. I gotta check the mail. So last week, you and Al were talking about hockey. I actually saw a hockey game, girls' night, Christmas girls' night. We were playing Ramoli and the hockey game was on. And I thought about you guys in your show. Because I don't know much about hockey at all.
I grew up watching hockey. I was, one of the only girls that sat there and probably knew more about the NHL than all the boys that were sitting there watching the hockey game, right? And, and a lot of people in Nova Scotia were the same way. And a couple of gentlemen in Nova Scotia, one was a farmer, and he's famous for growing very large pumpkins. And the other gentleman was a doctor, but they were best friends since the time they were 7. And when they retired, so about age 70, they said, listen, we should, let's find out where hockey came from. Because, like, what the fuck else are we going to do?
Yeah.
So they
started spitballing, I got it.
Yeah. So they started following it backwards around the world.
Okay.
Is what they started doing. They like, okay, well, let's, do this. Let's do that. Let's do this. Like, okay, we're going here. It's bringing us back there. And lo and behold, probably about 3 years later, after they started the research, it brought them back to the town that they were both born and raised in.
As if. Could you? Wow.
Yeah.
Right?
So here in Windsor, Nova Scotia, they discovered that it was actually created. We have one of the first, the only college back in its day in Nova Scotia, and I think it was one of the first in Canada, a boys' school here in Windsor. It was called King's College, and the game that they played was called hurling, which was a spring, summer, fall type game.
Okay.
And in the wintertime, when everything was frozen and there were no hurley games, the boys got bored and they would go down and they would go skating. So they would just go ice skating on these 2 ponds that were very close to the school. And they were bored. So eventually they adapted their hurley game to the ice and started playing ice hurley to kill the boredom in the wintertime. And it just kind of went from there over the years. The years later, the first hockey skate was created in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia by Star Skates. And the difference is, like, you have your boot, and then you had your skate, which was held on by 2 pieces. Okay. The puck would get lodged in between the skate and the boot and would always stop the games. So Star Skates started making hockey skates with more guards in between the skate and the boot to stop the puck from going in. And yeah, so it's really it was really cool to find out that hockey started in my little hometown of Windsor, Nova Scotia, back in the year of 1800.
How cool is that? That is. Yeah, that is a really cool story. You know what? I'll be sharing that. One of my family members is a huge hockey fan. Like, you can say blah blah, and they give you the stats and the blah 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 on it, right? And it's like we almost play a game. Like, are you sure? And he'll run through his brain and find the answers, right? But yeah, so we're kind of teasing that way. But so I'm going to bring that up. I'm going to ask him about that and share that information. It might be that tidbit of information he didn't have.
Yeah, it's really kind of neat. And so I mean, like we had a little museum here that I curated for a while. We really thought it was going to bring a lot of tourism to our town, but it didn't catch on as quickly as we thought it was going to. We are sister towns with Cooperstown down in the States, which is the birthplace of baseball.
Okay.
Yeah, and but it just it didn't bring the tourism that we were hoping for. But like, I mean, it is slowly starting to catch on. You know, and maybe 20 years from now, you know, Windsor will be the booming metropolis that, you know, was the birthplace of hockey.
Who knows, right? Stranger things have happened.
Yeah.
Stranger things have happened. And God only knows good. Something I don't think any of us know what the future holds.
No, we can't. Which is good, but yet it can bring stress in some situations, right?
Stress, anxiety, right?
Yeah.
And again, it's one of those reasons I love meditation. It's one of the reasons I do the show on Wednesday, and I really enjoy doing it. It's an opportunity. It's 12 to 15 minutes just to give that mind a break. But those 12 to 15 minutes is like 8 hours of peace. The amount that it can digest and do in that time while you're off on this little dreamscape world. It's fabulous. You know, they say anxiety is about worrying about the future and depression is about the past. And really, the truth is the past doesn't even exist anymore, and the future isn't here yet, so we haven't got a clue. Stick to the here and the now, and things get a lot, you know, your back gets a lot slipperier in that it all just slides away.
Yeah. You know, and for some people, it's not as easy to get there, but there are a lot of natural medicines that help. And
right.
Yeah, it's I used to be one that had pricks all over my back because like everything stuck. But it was psychedelics that helped me get past. Yeah. And it's not a one and done. A lot of people think everything's a one and done. Oh, I'm going to go do mushrooms once and I'm going to be cured for life. No, you're not. You're just given another tool that's going to help you be healthier.
That's right. That's right.
And, you know, like you might not always have to macrodose, but it's not a one and done. And you have to be very conscious of that.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. On that note, Cindy, we're going to hear a message from our sponsors.
Okay.
And when we return, we will share. I've got to get my mouse to work again. Sorry. When we return, we can maybe talk about the prize and
give it away.
Yeah. Okay. And then we'll talk more about the microdosing. I know Kimberly's very interested in hearing more about that. As am I. I'm very curious, and I know the new year's bringing a few new things for me. So let's cut to break. And when we return, we will be giving away a prize, announcing the Christmas gift giveaway, which is
yes,
right? And how to enter that. So in 2 and 2, we'll be back.
You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.
When you think of the number of unique products developed in the fields, kitchens, and labs at Legacy 420, it's hard to think that one stands out above the rest. But tell that to the thousands of people who have tried this amazing breakthrough product.
This is our Sacred Salve. This is actually our extra strength. It comes in 5 different strengths. It's all natural, all organic. It typically works within 10 to 15 minutes of putting it on. It's good for arthritis, it's good for inflammation, any kind of pain. We're very proud of it.
Sacred Salve, so easy to apply, along with soothing relief. To select a strength that's right for you, come in and talk to your trusted partner. Legacy 420 out on your road.
Pace Radio Network. By patients, for patients, and for those who want to know.
Did you know that the Pace Radio Network isn't just a radio network? That's right, because most, but not all of our programming is now done via video and is then podcasted at paceradio.net. So if you want to watch our programming, you'll find us on the Pace Radio Network's Facebook page, plus the show's own page, and you'll find us live on the network's YouTube channel. And don't forget, you can find it all, video and audio, at paceradio.net.
Enjoy the buzz of legalization with Campbellford Lifestyle Shop. From lights to plant nutrients, books, consumption accessories, and more, we've got all your basics to grow or consume cannabis. Visit our info center or take a look at our piercing services and body jewelry, now available in-store through Campbellford Lifestyle Shop, 17 Bridge Street West, Campbellford.
Let's share PACE everywhere. That way it can help create peace. People everywhere advocating cannabis education.
You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.
And we're back. You know, I want to make note, anybody that might be watching us or listening to us, I know we've always been broadcasting on social media like Facebook and YouTube, and you can always catch our live feeds afterwards. But we do stream live on many of our shows, like today, Tuesday, Toke Talk Show. We're on smart TVs now. Yes, we are. CBG TV is a digital channel available through Boxcast, which if you have a Roku TV, you just look for the Boxcast app, search our channel, and there we are. You can also find us at cbgtv.com. And this is really cool because I don't know if you've had a chance to watch any of the programming, Cindy, but it's a combination of different groups. So Highway 420 Radio.ca is one of the broadcasting group members. PACE, of course, with all of our shows and programming, is a part of that broadcasting group. KGL TV, Kelly's Green Lounge TV, she has several shows, like she's part of that group. And of course, mine, because I'm a content provider and I'm there. But so the info is Power Series is part of the content that is provided by cbgtv.com. And it's really exciting. We've been building this for a while, and it's nice to see it all coming to fruition. And every time I see that commercial, I go, oh, yeah, there it is. We're here.
Yes, because I realized yesterday that my 2-year anniversary with PACE is coming up first week of January. I started my first show. So, yeah. And probably about, I'd say 6 to 8 months after I joined, Al started talking about trying to do exactly what he's just done. Yeah. So it's I've been watching it happen for about 18 months now, about a year and a half now. And when he started dropping little hints, I was the first one that picked up on it. I know what the fuck you're talking about. I know exactly what's about to happen. I know.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah. And you know, these things, they really do take a lot to pull, like a lot of different efforts, a lot of different skills, a lot of different talents to pull together to be able to make it a complete package. And there's so many little idiosyncratic nuances that just need to be adjusted and tweaked and it's not one of those things you can decide on today and do tomorrow, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're going to be giving away, so let's see, we're going to give away, so you had a really cool package to give away last week. And the question was, where was hockey born, or in what year, right?
What year? Yeah.
What year? So the correct answer was 1800.
Correct.
1800, to which 3 of our entries were absolutely correct. Thank you very kindly for entering. Should we give that away? Hold on. Let's go get it. Hold on. I know I have a video here for that. Yep. It's giveaway! Woohoo! You know what? I forgot to put music with this. I should have put music. It's the Tokin Talk Spin giveaway wheel. Add to the stream. Doo-doo. Okay, let's make that bigger though, right? Ta-da! Ooh,
Yay!
Woo! We can see it. So our 3 contestants now, I don't know if I spelled your name right because Cindy told me them about 3 minutes before the show. I apologize. Lots on the go.
We know who you are, though.
Yeah. We got Steve, Dina Arsenal, and Caroline Boudour. All right. Let's give her a spin. And our winner is Caroline Boudour.
Yay!
All right, cool. All right, Caroline, we need your mailing information. You can send that to us by email or direct message. Actually, it's better if you send it by email. That way we have it, right? It stays in the file. But so I'm going to remove this. You guys don't need to see. Isn't that a pretty background screen?
It is.
I made that about 7 years ago by accident. I was dragging an image across and it kind of floated and I went, oh, fuck, I like that. And so I kept it and turned it into a screensaver.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay, so stop sharing. There we go.
What button?
So yes, Caroline Boudour, you are this week's or last week's. I have no idea how to announce that. You are the lucky winner of last week's contest. How's that?
Yes, because that's what it kind of is. We're announcing last week's winner.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And the reason we do it that way is because right now we are on at noon. And a lot of people don't get to see our show until, they're home and settled in. And so they're watching the recorded version. It gives them an opportunity to join in the contest as well. Because we love all of our friends who join in, right? So this gives you a chance to enter the contest as well. You have all week until, pardon me. Ooh, excuse me. Here's the, you have all week. You have until Monday night to get your answer in. So you can watch the show at any time if you don't catch the live. As long as it's in before 7:10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Monday night, we will add those entries, go through them, and add them to the wheel for Tuesday's show. And you will be entered if you enter the contest. You will be entered. How's that for fucking just using too many words for no fucking reason? Oh my God. Sorry. We were talking about microdosing. Yeah. Tell me about this.
Microdosing. I mean, most of us know what microdosing is that would be watching us, but just in case, it is when you take a very small amount, microdosing psilocybin, a very small amount of psychoactive mushrooms, magic mushrooms, as they're commonly known, every couple of 3 days. And there's a few different ways to do it. It's just enough that you're not high. You don't really feel anything. Stoned wise, you do find yourself a little bit happier and a little bit more full of energy on days that you microdose. Most people, most people start with taking a microdose one day and then taking 2 days off, then taking a microdose, then taking 2 days off. And then after a few months, taking a week off and then starting back up again. The differences that you feel is you become more focused, more happy. The neural pathways in your brain that might have been broken from other reasons, have a chance to start fixing themselves. It's really awesome. And an easy way to do it is to get mushrooms and measure it up into small doses. I mean, a gram will give you anywhere between 5 to 10 doses of a microdose. And then there's companies out there, like a friend of mine has a company that he makes microdoses. So there's different additions in there. So on his website, you can see that.
And you sent that to me before. What was his website again?
At ease.com. So it's at -ease.com. and anybody
Okay.
can go there and take a look. But
And
we
Ease
will,
is easy, right?
yeah, EZE, yeah, EZE. I'm Canadian. But he's sending along some samples that we will be allowed to give out.
There,
over time.
I was just gonna say, but you don't have the East Coast accent, and then you just said get out. Out. I love it. That's awesome. That is so freaking cool. And he's going to be, there's some more exciting news about that as well in the new year.
Yes. You know, we should let Al and Steve talk about that. But yeah, there's exciting stuff coming up. Pace is always forever growing, and it's going to be really exciting to see how it grows.
Do you know, I was out recently. I was in one of the malls, and admittedly, so the person that I'm going to refer to here, if you are watching, you'll understand why now. I see this person coming towards me, and like they are really attentively coming towards me. It's actually causing me anxiety and freaking me out, right? So like I'm trying to move away, and they got even closer. And then by the time they got up to me, it's like, you're Green Irene, right? And it was like, oh, yeah, I am. But until then, it was really kind of freaky for me, right? Like I wasn't expecting it. And it is because Pace is constantly growing. And that was what she was saying. She found Pace. She absolutely loves the content that, from news to views, literally, right? There's just all kinds, and we're constantly growing. So pay attention to Pace. And again, if you want us on the TV, we're on Roku, any smart TVs. Just find the Boxcast app, and there's CBG TV, along with a whole bunch of other programming that we've grouped together with, other content providers, and some really exciting stuff coming up in the new year.
For sure.
I am filling up another chamber of Girl Scout cookies. That last chamber was a little bit shallow, shall we say?
I'm not sure. I've got a salad going on here. But the first time that happened to me, I went out and I did a dispensary tour with friends last 420.
Yeah.
And 4 times in that day, I had somebody walk up to me like, "You're Fairy Pot Mother," because that's the nickname on Instagram, or they recognize me from like the Pace Radio shows, and it's just kind of like, "Yeah, hi, how you doing?" Yeah.
But it is kind of freaky at first because, like I'm not used to people like, okay, I go up north, I go through the grocery store. It takes me 2 hours to pick up 3 items because every aisle has 2 or 3 family members or friends in it that you have to stop and say hey to, right? Like you don't miss a day at church because you will get 10 get well cards. And the reason why no one walks for exercise is every other car stops to see if you need a ride. Right? So that's the challenges of being in a small town. But up here, like, or in the city, like I don't expect people to be seeing or recognizing me. And so when somebody starts coming out, it's like, what the fuck? So my friend, thank you for watching. And I'm sorry if I was a little bit standoffish at first. Same thing happened at Karma. And I said it to you. What the fuck was that? Like, it just freaked me out, right? And you said it's, and you laughed at me and you said, you'll get used to it.
It happens.
I forget. Like, I mean, I know people are out here watching and listening, but I always figure it's like this cute, tight little community of friends, right? Because it is, but it is.
But it's worldwide.
Right.
Like we get people watching from Africa, and we get people watching from Turkey, and we get people watching from the UK. Like, I mean, they're just coming from everywhere. And so, yeah, like it's really exciting to see everything getting out that far.
And to be able to share the information that we do, like I love that you share your experiences with psychedelics.
Everybody?
Yeah, well, I meant with psychedelics though. Like you share it because that kind of gives me an inside angle. That's my friend saying this is what happened to me or this is what it's like for me, right? And that is so appreciated because we can't trust everything we hear or read or see anymore. I mean, you just can't. I mean, I am so annoyed, not to bring anything down in any way, shape, or form, but basic rights being absolved, like dissolved, like just because poo-poo. I mean, there was a town recently or a community that voted over 80 or over 70%, almost 80% yay on a subject, to which the governor in general or the person in charge said, I don't give a shit, and did it their way anyway, literally saying that publicly. And now that is no longer a yay, it has to be a nay. And I'm thinking that's civil rights. Like, I mean, but they're being abolished, and it's scary and it's frightening. And I never want to talk politics because I get far too emotionally volatile, and it affects me way too deeply. But I just saw some news of stuff that has been approved and accepted at Sick Kids here in Toronto, the best children's hospital, I think globally. I could be wrong, but definitely in North America or in Canada. And I am disgusted with humanity these days. I am disgusted with the human species, and I am grateful for those that are close and in my immediate proximity, because some of the choices that are being made by our government is disturbing. And that is all I will say on politics. Whoosh, whoosh. Do you know what song I love? And I do. It's how I wish wash bad thoughts. I
smoke 2 joints in the morning.
And I smoke 2 joints in the time of work and 2 in time a piece. Okay, so the other song I really, really like, because it helps me do the windshield wish wash. When we make assumptions about things, we're only hurting ourselves, right? Don't make an assumption about things. Ask. If you're not sure, clarify. That's a thing we learn in NLP and hypnosis and all that sort of stuff. Like for therapeutic purposes, you do not make assumptions. Perfect example. Husband comes in to a marriage counselor and says, the marriage counselor says, why are you here? He says, because I want to stop beating my wife. How many people would pick up the phone right away and call the cops? This man's abusing his wife. He's not beating his wife that way. The psychotherapist says, because uncertain, not enough information. Let's clarify this. What exactly do you mean by beating your wife? Well, we're very competitive, and I always win, and she doesn't want to play with me anymore. And that was a stronghold of our relationship. So don't make assumptions, right? Perfect example. For me, hello, Melissa. Hello, hello, hello. So me, for another one is, I forgot where I was going with that. Something about making assumptions. I did. I so got distracted. Where were we going with that? Where did it start? Wow, total stoner moment. I love Girl Scout cookies. Oh, the wish wash. Yeah, total stoner moment. But it was the wish wash, the windshield, right? The windshield wish wash. So you guys ever see that country song, Stuck on You? Cindy's having so much fun. I love you. I love your laugh. You guys ever see that country song? It's Stuck on You. I hear this song on the radio and I think, oh, it's such a lovely, kind of kitty, girly, fun love song. Stuck on you, like glue, blah, 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 yada, yada. And it's really cutesy. Well, then I saw the fucking video. She's a stalker and she's stalking this guy. And she kidnaps him. And it's like, oh my God, like, don't make assumptions. And it's hilarious though. Anyway. Yeah, you got to see it if you haven't seen the video, because the lyrics do not match the video. Just like Buddy, who comes in and says to the marriage counselor, I want to stop beating my wife. Okay, don't call the cops. Clarify. So yeah, whenever I want to get rid of a bad thought, I use the song Stuck Like Glue or Stuck on You. I do that to do the wish wash because it always makes happy joy chemicals in my brain. Good. I think it's so funny.
The Jason Mraz does that for me as a whole. Like I just think that he's a phenomenal artist. Like
who is he? Like, yeah, tell me who he is.
He's been around for a while. He's a singer. He does the song. Some of his top 40 stuff is the song "I'm Yours." I'm yours.
Okay.
Please don't.
Okay.
Please
Yep,
don't.
yep.
There's no need. Yeah, he does that song. But then the first song I really heard of his that wasn't top 40 was called Wise Woman. And it is about a pot smoking green goddess, pot growing and smoking green goddess. I fucking love this song. Got me totally addicted. I went to see a show of his, and he sang. He did the CD Love Songs, and every one of them was uplifting. And that's what his songs are. I mean, it's uplifting, beautiful music. I mean, the titles are like "Look for the Good," right? Gratitude. And these are just amazing songs, right? It's so he's a really uplifting type guy. He's very happy. He's done one of the songs on Fantastic Fungi. He is into psychedelic medicine. He spoke freely about doing mushrooms at the concert I was at.
Very nice.
Yeah. So
do you find that mushrooms especially, not so much necessarily all the other psychedelics, although they are finally making the level of medicinal recognition finally, but when it comes to mushrooms, do you find they have the same sort of challenges and they're taking the same sort of courses as what cannabis is? That's question part A. But part 2 is, even for patients, it's kind of unique to our individuality, right?
I'm going to answer those backwards if I can. So yes, it affects us all individually. Psilocybin is, I know people that can take really highly hallucinogen psilocybin, such as B+ or penis envy, and they're fine.
I just heard that term recently, and I'll come back to it. Penis shots, but I'll come back to it. Yeah. Carry on.
So yeah, in that way, it is just like cannabis. Everybody, there's a strain for everybody, and it's going to be different for everybody. And then, even though you and I may both like Golden Teachers, I may like 5 grams, where you may like 0.5 grams. Do you know what I mean? So it's very, very identical to cannabis in that way. Right. Is the government is it going along the same route? Possibly, but I think that it is slightly different. I was involved in a couple of the government surveys for different things when it came to cannabis. And I have been involved in a couple things when it comes to mushrooms. And the questions and the way they're asking questions are completely different. Like when I did all the cannabis stuff, it was, I knew from the first second I walked in and sat down and they started explaining things, they want to go recreational. I felt they wanted to abolish medical from the first second. When it comes to the psilocybin, they want it to be all medical.
Yeah. Okay.
They want it to be under a therapist's care, and they're not saying a doctor, they're saying a therapist. And from what I can understand, they're not really classifying what the therapist is because they're not sure who should be running them. And part of what they're doing is learning who should be running them. Like in the study that I was almost part of, but I ended up going for iboga instead. They had registered nurses, they had psychiatrists, psychologists, what they considered to be therapists, 2 medical doctors, and a shamanic healer, who was also an RN. But she had been studying mushrooms since she was 9 years old. And the person heading the whole thing was the shamanic healer.
Okay, very interesting. I like that. Yeah.
Right?
That seems much less
sterile. Yeah, I really like that the person that's doing the interviewing and deciding who was going to come in was this,
much
RN.
Less agenda-driven. Much less agenda-driven, right?
Yeah, she wants to study the medicine and she wants the government to understand what it does and how it helps people, and has nothing to do with money for her.
Right. So would you say that anybody like myself, for example, I'm really curious about the whole microdosing. And now, I'm asking these questions a little generically because, yes, my daughter is Ashley, right? So, and she does Integration Station. So, yes, I do sit down with her. Like, she's going to be working with me to a great degree in the new year. But would you say that for someone like me who has next to no experience, for all intent purposes, I'm even reasonably, well, not anymore, but I didn't smoke weed as a child. I've never ever used psychedelics. I've never ever gotten into any of the narcotics. The only narcotics I ever took were prescribed by a doctor, and ultimately, yeah, there was an addiction, but I didn't know any better. It's not like I was using. So I really have, and I never did mushrooms. I never did. The kids used to do these things called black mollies, which I later found out are caffeine pills. But I never got into any of that. I was always very timid about it for a whole lot of reasons. And now I know based on all of my readings and all the research that I've done, I want and know that mushrooms would be beautiful experience for me, health-wise, both mentally, emotionally, intellectually, and spiritually. So, mentally and intellectually are two kind of entirely different things, but just the metaphysical of that is huge to me. Would you say to find a practitioner that you can work with because it's so individualized?
Yeah, if you can find one. The issue with a lot of this stuff is that there are so few practitioners out there. There are so few people that actually know about it. To find one is super hard. And
so to do it yourself, what would you recommend?
Oh, I get asked that question a lot, and it's super easy. I would get a gram of Golden Teachers, break it up into 10 equal portions, take one portion every 3 days.
Okay.
Because Golden Teachers are super, super low. They're super easy, and 1/10 of a gram, which is 100 milligrams, is the perfect starting dose. Like, I mean, you're not going to get high off that.
Very cool. And just as a disclaimer, that's not medical advice.
That's not medical advice.
Really,
I'm not a doctor.
Peer to peer, friend to friend, shooting the shit, sharing the knowledge, sharing the info. Info is power. Use it. Always look at both sides of the equation. Cindy, I was thinking, I wanted to bring up this subject, that subject, and another one, but we are almost out of time. We have 3 minutes left, and I really want to share this year's Christmas gift. And so, in order to win this year's Christmas giveaway from Cindy and Reverend Cindy Howell and Green Irene, this is what you got to do. I'm going to take that off right away because we air it all the time. We're going to run out of time. I want to make sure this gets out. Merry Christmas, everyone. In your email, I want you to tell me what you like about Christmas. Just a sentence. I love crafting. I love the gifts. I love the lights. Whatever it is you love about Christmas, just share that. Send an email to Tea and Toke and this is what you're getting. It is a Zeus. I forget what they call this, but it is. We'll put a lot more details. This thing, you fill it with the ice water, and you run your hoses through it from your vaporizer, and it cools down, or from your bong, and it cools down the smoke, and it's really, really awesome. Used to sell these in my cafe. This was some leftover stock, and I thought, what a wonderful Christmas present. Along with that is some pipe cleaners from Zeus as well. And we're not done. We got the bong cleaner from Zeus. This product is fantastic. Personally, never used it, but I have family who uses it, and they love it. So that is part of your Christmas package, and the rest of the Christmas package is in here. Here you have some papers and a candy cane and a lighter and some stickers and some of my cream, the cream that I make. And that's just simply, I don't sell it. It's cannabis-infused coconut oil, but it's really good for aches and pains. It's good for infusing bath salts, and it's just wonderful for a large number of things, and there's nothing extra in there. Keep it in the fridge, or if you want it to be a more solid thing, or put it on the counter if you want it to be an oil. This is mine. I use mine all the time, and mine's more of an oil, so I'm not really going to be able to show it. Okay, so there. And that's so that I can apply it easily, because I'm using it all day these days with the way the weather's going up and down, right? So our great giveaway, our Christmas giveaway. Tell me what you love about Christmas. Tell us more. A sentence or two will do. Send it to teaandtoke@hotmail.com, correct?
Mm-hmm.
and I will send this out. And that's your Christmas present. I doubt it'll get to you before Christmas, but nothing's greater than after all the festivities and you do that wind down and it's kind of off. And then poof, there's something new. How cool is that? Okay, on that note, guys, we are out of here. We will see you next week, or maybe you might not see Cindy until the new year, or you might see her before because maybe we're going to have some stuff to tell you. Stay tuned. Tune in. Echo's yelling at me. Time to get off. Love you all. See you next week.
Peace.
Bye, Steve. Talk to you in a bit. Bye, everybody. Why can't I get out of here? There we go.